lost when I feel like nothing. Always feel like I'm running. Both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fuck now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, but no, I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said,
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Today is September 21st, 2023. It is 9:31 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Appreciate you all joining. Good to see you all in chat. Love you all. Good to see you. Thank you all for the kind words. So today, what we are going to be talking about, we're actually going, live chat reminder. Thank you for that, Plant Diva. We are going to be talking about another live stream that I have done. And it was a very well viewed live stream, but a lot of people, like I was talking in another chat the other day, and they said they hadn't seen it. And I want to comment on the live stream that we had. Now, I want to tell you guys that this live stream is extremely, trigger warning is definitely necessary. And what it has to do with is Dawn and Candace used to live in Arkansas, and a little bit about who they used to live with, surround themselves with, and know. And you're going to hear a lot of things about SA. Very, very bad SA. And, I want to comment on this and want to bring it back out again. And the reason is we can't forget who they have surrounded themselves with their entire life. We know Don has admitted SA up on his sister's 3 victims. Victims have came out, and it's really bad. Hey, FGTV, good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, good to see you. So mods, please put a trigger warning in for this because it's bad. And do me a favor while you guys are just coming in, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button. This is what propels it into the algorithm so other people can see. Carrie, thank you so much. You're always so good to me, and I appreciate it. Hi, Justin Love. Thank you for everything you do for Summer. Summer will be found and justice will be served. Thank you so much, Carrie. I hope sooner than later. And I think everyone in the community, we've wanted this for a long time, since the beginning. Never did we think it would be over 2 years later, but here we are. And the community has had a lot of ups and downs, to say the very least. But we're not going to stop until Summer is found. All right, so we're going to get started with this. Like I said, it is mods, please continually put up trigger warnings because it really, really bad. It's it's one of those things where we can't ignore who the parents are. And in my mind, Ronnie Lawson said the parents are not cooperating with this investigation. What parents would not cooperate with an investigation of their own child? Please tell me if they weren't involved. It's possible. We don't know what happened to Summer. But in my heart, I think we have a pretty good understanding of literally wanting to, these parents have done everything they can to not be involved. You are well. Hope you slept more than I slept last night. But okay, let me pop it up here. Can y'all hear that? Could y'all hear that? Let me know. That's right, Stephanie. Yes, perfect. Okay. So this is ICU, and ICU is our head mod here. And thank you all to my amazing mods here. Literally couldn't do it without you. Thank you to members, and thank you if you're not a member. Thank you for being here every day, in and out, and I appreciate it. So there was other people living at this property that Dawn, yes, beautiful sunflower. One of them was living on a roof. I kid you not. Kid you not. This is Dawn, we're talking about here. All right, so go ahead.
Okay, so one of them was living on the roof. Mm-hmm. The other one was married to Pam's daughter, Frances.
Dawn's ex-wife's daughter.
Dawn's ex-wife's daughter, correct.
Got it. Okay, so to set this up, this is Dawn and Candace living in Arkansas long before they was ever in Tennessee. This is before they had kids. Well, Candace had kids, but she obviously didn't have them. She got them all taken away, 3 of them, by the time this happened. she would go on to have 4 more kids in Tennessee. I think maybe the oldest was born in Arkansas right at the maybe went around the time they were moving, but we're just to keep it kosher. The 4 we're going to say was born in Tennessee. So Don and Candace had no kids at this time as far as them together. They had no kids. Candace was homeless pretty much. She did live with a guy for a while, but Don and Candace, I guess, were just, they knew each other. Don and Don's ex-wife and Candace and was living in a house, and these people was in the property. One was living on a roof, the other one was living in and outside of the house or in the yard, all of that. And there was 4 kids in the home. Again, not Don's, not Candace's. Okay. Just want to make sure we're clear here. Okay. Now, tell us about these people. Well, first of all, they would bring people to their homes that were homeless, that were, vagabonds. And where have we heard this before? In Tennessee. We know that they would allow just about anyone in their house, right? Well, after you hear this today, they allowed everyone in their house.
Yeah.
Trust me. We know Don and Candace have a long history of allowing literally strangers in their home. In fact, Don is known to, and Pam, they were known to go to the homeless shelters, the homeless areas, and bring people into their home or let them live on their property or stay in their home. We know this. They did it then, and they did it up until recently because they allowed Jose in their home. It was just Candace, the kids, and Jose. Don was in Utah at the time. So it's something they've never stopped doing until, the kids aren't there any longer. Now it seems like everything has happened. They don't allow people in their home. But they did. And just like the story of Candace meeting the guy at the gas station, her allowing him to come to their house, Don would bring women, girls home, and so on and so forth. So they go ahead.
You go ahead. I don't know where to go next.
Well, no, just tell them who they were and what they were doing.
Well,
Trigger warning.
Yes, one of them in a newspaper article, the one that was married to Pam's daughter, his nickname is Boogie-Man. Because, yes, because when he was doing things to these 3, 4, and 6-year-olds, he wore a mask and scared them on top of everything else.
And guys, this is not what we are saying. We've got freaking receipts for this, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's got newspaper articles.
So, Boogie-Man. There was a man there was actually two men living in the home of Don, Candace, Pam, and he told the kids his name was Boogie-Man, and that was to scare the kids from telling, if you get my drift.
Court records. I
We're
mean,
going to
it's
show you.
horrible.
Now, I see you. Where have we heard Boogie-Man from?
Well, I've heard Don say that they used to have to scare Summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would scare the from keeping her. They would do try to scare the crap out of her, is what Don said. Trying to keep her away from the road and stuff like that, which you want your kids to not be next to the road, obviously. But where also did we hear the Boogeyman the other day? Just the other day. I see you. She might have lost connection. I see you. So when Don was with his grandchild not the other day, but recently in a live, he was telling his grandson that the Boogeyman was going to
Okay, you there?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where did we hear the Boogeyman the other day? Someone said it. Annabelle
I
said
don't
it.
remember. I don't know where.
Canadian Cookie at the hotel. Remember? You remember Don talking to his to his grandson, the Boogeyman.
Oh my God, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And he
Oh my
said,
God.
what did he say? He said, there's no such, what does he say? There's no such thing as a boogeyman or something like that.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, I want to be very careful in how you say we say these things. I see you. These charges that these people that was around Don and the group. So let's just be mindful of how we say that, if you don't mind. And it's disturbing. It's really disturbing.
It is disturbing. Yeah.
Ugh. So, all right. Go for it.
No, you just pull up the papers and you read
Okay.
them, and
Which one should we pull up first?
they're both horrible, whichever one you want to.
Is it the one in our drive, or should we do the one we emailed?
Well, I say do the email first.
Okay. I mean, we don't.
I mean the drive. I'm sorry.
Okay. So right now, what I have pulled up is Gregory. Is that good? Is that fine?
That's good. Now Gregory is the one that was married to Pam's daughter.
Okay. So this is Gregory. Let me see if we can do it like that. No, let's do it.
Now nothing's redacted on that yet, like the words.
Yeah, the words don't have to be written. This is public document. This is
okay.
Yeah, we don't have to redact anything on this. This is the state of Arkansas, and Don and Candace What y'all are about to hear is extremely disturbing. They have moved from Arkansas, Tennessee, Utah, and we're working on something in another state right now as well that may blow your mind as well. So this is Gregory, and he is the one. Did something beep?
Not here.
Was it my phone?
All I hear is your phone.
Hold on 1 second. Felony.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is from December. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. Most of it. Gregory, I'm just going to say Gregory right now. In the state of Arkansas, accused the defendant. Thank you, Mystic. Appreciate it, by the way. Of one count of R felony committed as follows. The defendant on or between December 30th, 2011 and January 1st, 2012 in Washington County, Arkansas, unlawfully and is it feloniously? Is that how you pronounce it? Engaged in S intercourse or deviant SA with another person who is less than 14 years of age in violation of the ACA 5-14-103A3A. The defendant used his finger. I can't even say it. I see you.
I know. You can imagine. She was 4 years. Well, the defendant. Yeah.
I'm just going to let y'all read it because I can't even say it. I can't even say it, to be quite honest with you. At the very bottom. So thank you, Dino. Appreciate you, my love. So this evil person did this to a child. And if you can read it there on, oops, let me see if I can make it bigger. No, there we go. I'll make it bigger there for you for a moment. He used his FIN. I can't even say the. I just can't. I still can't. His finger to do something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can well, let me highlight it. No. Right here. Me too, Terry. Used his, to, you know what? I can't really read it. Someone says, okay, well, he used his finger to penetrate something to someone who was less than 14 years of age.
Now, I think if you keep scrolling, it gives their ages. Okay. Or maybe it's on a different document.
It is. It's on a different document. BC, no, a human being, a father actually did this in the home that Don and Candace and Pam lived at. The good news is he got over 125 years in prison.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Barb, we are talking about. Go ahead and say that. Go ahead and tell me what we're talking about. So while I pull this up, if you don't mind.
Tell them who we're talking about.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
recap, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. So Gregory McWhirter was married to Pam's daughter. Pam is Don's ex-wife. This is the time where they lived in a house where the tents were in the yard and the guy was living on the roof, and there were some people living in the garage as well. We've all heard that story, right?
Yes. All right. Next one. Don's stepdaughter. Correct. Correct. So I just want to say this because it gets me fired up when I hear Don is the one that said his daughter took it like a champ. She didn't go whining and crying. Think about it. After he admits with his sisters, right? 3 have came forward. There's at least 7, probably way more than that. But 3 have came forward. He's admitted. And then this happens. 2 people in this home living with Don and Can and Pam. People living in the garage, living on a tent on top of the roof, in the yard, in the home. And 2 are R-ing children in the home. This is why I say I don't know if they have anything related to Summer. I have my beliefs based upon the way they've acted, what we know happened that day, what the police have told us that they're not cooperating with their investigation. They don't show their lie detector results, the things that they have said, the timeline not making sense, their past behavior, their present behavior, where they live, the story of someone coming and getting a child on a hill in the middle of nowhere in 2 minutes. But all that being said, even if they didn't do anything, they're not good people. They've neglected severely these children. And I just don't understand. I don't get it. You can like them if you must or want to, but you can't cover this stuff up. It's there. So this is Gregory again. Charges are SA times 4 to a copy of information filed against the defendant and knowledge of the defendant is charged with a felony. And it says the charges there. Pat, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. He was the recipient of the gifted membership. Please thank Pat. Very kind. It means a lot. Really, Pat. Thank you. So yeah, 4 children in this home. 4 children. We're going to talk about his sentencing and all of that. Trigger warning. 5 to 20 years, or 25 years to life, I think it says. And then 25 to 40 or lifetime. And then there's another charge, 5 to 20 years, and a fine of $15,000, and then $50,000 to a trial or jury. Okay. To be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He was. Jury trial or hearing. Defendant, he pled not guilty. He was found guilty. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Thank you so much, Candy. This appreciate is a lot you. Because you're Thank you, my dear. To be 4 innocent babies, yeah. Shocked. This is the SO registration form.
Okay.
Gregory is 240 pounds, 6'2", blue eyes, 126. He was arrested 1/26 of 2012 in Fayetteville Police of R and SA. This is the street that they were all living at with Don, correct? The is this the Washington one?
Well, it's Washington County.
Okay. Okay, we'll talk about
yeah.
Okay. So
there you go. There's the ages at the bottom of that one.
Yes. Badge, you know what, with the finger. 6-year-old girl.
You want me to read it? So we have the finger thing on a 6-year-old girl, and S contact with 2 other, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and another 3-year-old.
6 years old, 3 years old, and another 3-year-old. Thank you so much, MCC Strong, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Thank you. It means a lot for your support. Thank you. Yeah. Jody H, you're right. I mean, that's the way it feels, doesn't it? You would think. You would think. Candy, thank you for so much for becoming a member, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I might have clicked you twice. Thank you so much. Don's desensitized attitude toward things of this nature makes him capable of anything. He is seriously anti-pro-social towards appropriate decorum. In normal society, he is dangerous. Absolutely extra AF. And that is very well phrased.
Yeah. So between the ages of 3 and 6, this is Don's ex-wife's son-in-law. How old is Summer?
This is Don's ex-wife, Pam. This is her son-in-law. So they were married, or they were family through marriage.
Keep that in mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
These people are sick, y'all.
So this was a 6-year-old and this was someone's, it says friend on here. A 6-year-old and 2 3-year-olds. Is that correct? I see you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
BC Proud, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. Thank you, Justin. And ma'am, with you, very hard to share. That's I see you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Oops, wrong one. Horn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Got to charge my phone. So going to watch it on my TV. All right. Got you, TV. Thank you. Heavy stuff. Was Don Wells living there? It was their house, wasn't it? I see you.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. And this guy also comes up as an associate.
MCC Strong and Estelle, thank you both for becoming members. God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Welcome to the family. Thank you. Means a lot, your support.
To Don on a background. It always has.
So if you do like a search, a background search on Don, this man that did this is going to show up as an associate. So you'd be pretty close. Yeah.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah. Flock together. All right. Now, who is this? Okay, this is Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
He had 5 counts. He was sentenced to 312 months in prison. His seriousness of a crime from a seriousness level from a 1 to a 10, his is considered a 9. If that tells you anything. I Sorry, he was sentenced to 480 months. I don't know how long that is, but that's a long ass time.
It's 40 years.
Thank you so much, Nurse Sandy, gifting 5 memberships. You are so sweet. Thank you, Nurse Sandy, always for your support. If you was a recipient, please thank Nurse Sandy. It's very kind of her. Appreciate your support to the channel, Nurse Sandy. So this is the sentencing here. And 312 months. It's a long time. I think it's after all the sentencing and after he was found guilty, it was 120 to 140 years. But this is the thing. They categorize the reoffender rate and how dangerous the SOs, offenders, are to society. It goes from a 1 to a 10. This guy was a 9. The other guy that we're going to talk about shortly, he is a 9. Both of them are some of the highest reoffender rates imaginable to society, to our children. Now, who knows if anyone else knew in the home? Someone finally did, because someone, they got in trouble. They're in prison. Did Dawn know? Did Candace know? Did Pam know? I don't know. I have my personal belief, but I'll let you make your mind up with that. Okay. So we got the maximum. Negotiated plea of guilty. Yeah, Sassy Frass in chat here. She I want to thank her. She knows the Wells, and she told us about these monsters. Offender knew victim vulnerable due to extreme youth, advanced age, disability, or ill health. These are the aggravating factors. Offense conduct manifest extreme cruelty during commission of current offense. Thank you, Jesse. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I can't.
Go to the newspaper article now.
Okay. Let me just.
If you don't mind.
No, it's fine. They got his DNA samples, everything as well. They didn't do the death penalty. Additional victim information. Here we go. I want to show this real quick, though, just so we're clear. A female, age 3, 2 offenses. Another female, age 3, 2 offenses. These are the mother truckers that these people are. That's the report.
And I do know that
I don't.
Francis,
Where's the article?
it's in an email, not in the drive. It's in an email.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Y'all, this is so bad.
This one had us literally like shaking. So now we're going to read you the article. What happened? Thank you. What? Wait, what? Thank you. Very kind. Trigger warning. Man sentenced to 120 years for. Is this the one? There's this. Yeah. No, he was sentenced to 120 years.
Okay.
Terrorizing. He was sentenced to 120 years. Terrorizing, and terrorizing children. Not only did he do this, but he had them scared the life out of the children. You'll see.
Yeah, he's going to die in prison.
I hope effing rots there. And you know what? Mm-hmm. I hope Dawn. Okay. I'm just going to shut.
Me too, honey. Me too.
All right. This is from Fayetteville, Arkansas. A Fayetteville man sentenced to 120 years in prison for SA abusing children and using a mask to scare them. Gregory, how's his last name? McWhorter?
McWhorter,
was arrested earlier this year on suspicion of R and SA, a 6-year-old and 2 3-year-old girls. On Tuesday, he pled guilty to those charges. Detectives, the case said Gregory used a mask to terrorize the victims, claiming he was the Boogie-Men. Detectives on the case, okay, sorry, I'm reading the same thing again. Officers said that Gregory told the children the made-up character would come after them if anyone told about the abuse. Quote, there was a mask involved with respect to at least 2 of the 3 children. One of the children referred to him as the Boogeyman, and he would wear the mask to scare the kids, Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Brian Lamb said. In Maryland, that's why I'm redoing this live, because I want people to hear this. Because I was talking to some people and they're like, I don't remember that. This man wore a mask. Let's, to a 4-year-old, a mask is scary, right? Some of these Halloween masks and stuff, that alone is scary, during Halloween or whatever. But imagine a man harming 2 4-year-olds and a 7 or 8-year-old, harming them and then putting the mask on. Unimaginable. It's unimaginable that human beings like this exist. Now, they are where they should be, in prison, to rot for until they go out in a box. But these are the people. These are the type of people that Don told his oldest daughter. She took it like a champ. She didn't go whining and crying. He said this to the public. The public self of Don said this. What's in his private life? The secret life? I don't know. I don't. But I will say, if he said that to the world, how can your mind not wonder? McWhorter was sentenced to 40 years in prison for R and an additional 80 years for 4 counts of SA. Okay. Thank you, Honey Elder, and thank you again, Carrie. I do appreciate it. It's very difficult that this live. Just wanted to mention the petition for Knight's Law. It's federal, plus pertains to S crimes against children and aims to keep offenders in jail. It was started due to her kind of case. Henrietta. Okay, thank you so much. Do you know, I see you. Can you see if you can Google that petition? We'll drop it for sure. It's where they need to stay. Where am I? Summer is. Don said his daughter got R'd many times, not just one time, many times. The reason for coming together and letting us pray that the grand jury is coming for them. Amen. Thank you.
Yes.
Anybody who wants to take up for people like this or associate themselves with anyone like this, whether you associate yourself, they lived together.
Yes. Puts out the cash app, sends them money. You know, I mean, on Don's last cash grab, he took the day off the next day.
This is my thing. You know what? Up until now, it's been bad. But now that we are knowing this, and this isn't it we're going to tell you about, guys. We got more to show you. But now we see that they were living in the same quarters, married into the family.
Mm-hmm.
Don was accused of this by his sisters, and the next day, after Summer Moon Utah Wells went missing, the sisters called because they knew what type of man Don is. Summer goes missing June 15th, 2021. The next day, Dawn's sisters call TBI and says, we don't know what happened to Summer, but I want to tell you something about our stepbrother. I want to tell what he did to us. That took a lot of courage and bravery. They didn't come out publicly ever for themselves, but they did it for Summer. The average victim of coming out is 45 years old. 45 years old. They know. And they have been bearing this for years. All right.
And Don did that, now that I think about it. Because didn't they say he was like 16, 17? He was born in what, 64? So 64, 74. Yeah, Don did his sisters this way before this stuff happened.
Oh, way before. Way before.
Mm-hmm.
This was only in 2009, 2010, 11, right? What year was this? 2009 when they were
12.
living together. 2012, okay.
Yeah. It's horrible.
All right. So just think about that. In the 70s, Don was doing these things to his sisters and their friends. One just recently came out. 3 victims that have came forward. There's at least, I believe, 6 or 7, allegedly. I also want to say that's in one state, and that is, again, in the 70s, maybe early 80s. How many states? And I mean, it could be, the number could be astronomical. We don't know. Thank you for signing the petition. Yeah, right. We have a loving home. Don Wells. Yeah. Sure didn't look loving and inviting.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my water.
Give me a minute, guys. All right. So the next man that we are going to talk about, and I want to be very clear on this. His last name is not in any way related, known, different states, different places, different families, but his last name, hold on. I see you. Is his first name Lawson?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. Do what?
Is his first name Lawson or is that his last name?
No, his first name is Lawson. His
Okay.
last
So
name
his
is
first name-
Johnson.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make it very clear as possible. So this guy's name is Lawson Earl Johnson. You want to talk a little bit about this guy? I see you.
Well, this is the guy that allegedly lived on the roof. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. He lived there at the camp, when Don and Pam had the tents and all that mess going on and letting the homeless people stay there.
Now, why Don and Pam would allow a bunch of homeless people to live in their yard, on their roof, in a tent, in their garage, that's out of the norm. It's out of the norm. And obviously, they were doing drugs and everything at this time. We have charges and all that. But they would want something out of that, you would think, right? You would think. Right.
Mm.
They would bring all of these homeless people home, and I'll let you guys think of the rest.
And if I'm not mistaken, this guy is still listed as homeless on on the registry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He lived on the roof. He lived on the roof. So Don, there's a lot of people in Arkansas. So does Candace. This says, I, Terry D. Jones, prosecuting attorney within the 4th Judicial District of the state of Arkansas, of which Washington County is a part, in the name and by the authority of the state of Arkansas, on oath, accuse the defendant Lawson Earl Johnson of the crime of count 1, 2, R, committed as follows. The said defendant on or about June 5, 2005 in Washington County, Arkansas, did unlawfully and feloniously count 1, engage in deviant SA with another person who was less than 14 years of age in violation of ACA S 514-103, to wit, I can't say it. It's just so uncomfortable to say.
Had full with a 4-year-old. Y'all,
Yeah.
it's worse than the other one.
This one is worse than the other one, even, I think. Penetrated, you know what? We're adults.
Okay.
It's worse than the other one. I mean, a 4-year-old female.
Mm-hmm. Summer just turned 5.
4-year-old. 4. Against the peace and the dignity of the state of Arkansas. Count 2. Engaged in deviant SA with another person who was less than the age of 14 years of age in violation of ACA S 514-103, with the peen of a 3 8-year-old boy. I can't say the rest. I can't even say the rest.
He put the okay. So the 3-year-old little boy.
They're just gonna just don't even say it. Just they're gonna have to zoom in and say.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. Yes, this is the guy that lived on the roof. Misty Dawn, we've done that. Don't you worry.
Oh yes, they're watching him.
Yep. All right. Now,
here we go.
This.
That's right, C-Star.
Oh, I already showed this one, didn't I? No, this is Gregory.
These are patterns, Sylvia. Not only are these patterns, these are real human beings. These are real human beings. These are real children.
Okay, that was the probable cause. All right. I see you want to talk about how they live there or anything like that. Okay. All right. Okay. So hold on. I want to show you this. This is interesting. It's
Now you're back on McWhorter.
This is Lawson that did this. The Earl.
No. Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
I found it. All right. So this is a letter that Lawson Earl Johnson wrote. This is his handwriting. My blood pressure is so high right now.
I know.
Like it's on fire. Dear Judge Story, I am needing all my information on my case from Fayetteville. Can't really read it. Court because I don't know what that said. It says only went with the info from the mother, aunt of Tammy Gary. They did not get victim statements from the RAPE victims themselves. Because if they had Judge Story, I would not be in this mess. They are still on the streets R-ing children in your district, sir. Mittens. Sorry, my bad. He went into the ark.
So this guy is telling on others that there's more out there.
National Guard mechanic unit, which is not in Fayetteville, 10 days after the children were removed from their mother on May 10th, 2005, and they're in a foster home. Ever since then, his street name is Charlie Bear. His mother is... Who is Cindy? Do you know who Cindy is?
I've heard the name Cindy McWilliams. Yes, I have. didn't get a chance to do anything else with it.
She can be found in Seven Hills. Ask her for her son's legal name, because Judge Story, in March 25th, 2005, he rented a sofa from the grandmother of Tammy and Gary just down 2 streets on the left, southwest corner of the street on over from College Avenue and down from College Avenue Baptist Church, sir. Judge Story, this info I've given you is the truth, sir. I did not are any said children or adult in Arkansas, sir. I am innocent of said charges
No, you're
in
not.
state of Arkansas. I'm making a formal request for a polygraph by the state employee, ADC Center Office,
They're not, Suzanne.
Pine Bluff. She is the head of the polygraphs of Arkansas Department of Corrections, sir. Miss Clark is also a freelancer as well. It's your choice, Judge Story. Free me or lose your judgeship. Oh.
Okay, who does that sound like?
Yeah, who does that sound like?
Who does that sound like right now? Who does that sound like?
It's your choice, because my lawyer has given me the choice between legal action against Fayetteville PD, Washington County DA, Washington County Public Defender's ass, the court in Washington County's detention center, the state of Arkansas services as well, sir, that the AG and the state rep senators as well. God, who does that sound like? Oh my. Due to the fact that the state federal laws were broken by Fayetteville, you know, who is Don talking about right now? The people that is literally trying to find his daughter. He's already damning them.
Yeah, Don, you know, Don, he cusses Hawkins County, everyone. CPS, all of it.
Yep.
The people who are busting their ass every single day to find Summer. These victim statements from said children and or victims of are your lawyer as well, sir. You know what I'm stating, the truth. I'll see you in court in Little Rock, sir. Judge Story, before self-incrimination, I request lawyer polygraph from Fayetteville, Lieutenant Green on July 6, 2005, at when we got the Fayetteville PD from college. Violated my rights to have an attorney present during the requesting, sir. So,
the lie detector test and this letter, and obviously what he was convicted of, didn't do him much good in the long run.
I hear a bullfrog.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I think it sounds calming, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I had to have a smoke.
Tell you what, I tell you what, a bullfrog is 1,000 times better than these SOBs we're talking about.
I mean it.
Yes, they are, Sylvia. They are notoriously manipulative. 1 second. Go ahead and talk. I see you for a second.
I just thought that it was kind of funny because when he's demanding this stuff from the judge and threatening his job, threatening the police department and all that, We just heard the same things come out of Don's mouth.
And we're still hearing it. Still hearing it.
These people are awful.
Okay, let's show you this right here.
All right.
And you know, there was other people living there that saw this that had to have witnessed it, right?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other people that live there that how did they meet, Lady May? They met they would, well, first of all, birds of a feather flock together. And you know, you heard Don talk about how he was in California and he has seen really bad things happen to underage.
Oh, let me say this too, Justin. I'm sorry.
No,
Both
please.
of these men also have addresses in Ogden, Utah.
Yes, they do.
Which is where Don has resided before. It's kind of weird, isn't it? They lived in the same place in Arkansas and the same place in Utah.
Yes, they do. And that's what I was talking about earlier. We're working on. They actually
In Pam, yeah.
And you know, I've noticed a pattern of the people they hang out with. They've all lived in Utah and Fayetteville, Arkansas, or in the area. And a few of them, not these two, but a few of them, of the people they've been associated with, has also lived in Hawkins County.
That's true.
yes, they
It's
have.
like it's a ring.
Oh, thank you, Easy E. Hi.
Where, Summer? That's a good question.
They sure have.
What kind of hotel did they run? Why did Don see these things happening?
So Don, when you say that they have nothing, think again. Think again.
Yes.
This has been Lorilo. I can't always see it, but it has been. Trust. We always make sure we do that beforehand.
And, you know, Washington County is where Don was locked up a lot. A lot of his charges are in Washington County as well.
There is.
You know what, Mystic, you're absolutely right. Notice Dawn had told PG a few weeks ago, I believe, she was discussing a plan to put the reward money back. He said to use it for a place in Utah to put up tents around.
Do y'all remember that? PG was talking about a reward fund, and Don's like, well, I just like to get some land and put some tents out there, you know, so people could live on it. He's going to do it again. Same thing he's always done.
Lord help me.
Guess what, Don? That's never going to happen again. when these profilers that was on Chris's show, national shows, they read right through him. And this right here proves it. Proves it.
In my opinion, Don just has not been caught yet. Or has not been charged. He's been caught. He did these things to his sisters.
Yes. Easy, they have everything.
Oh yeah, I mean these are court records. They do.
Yeah.
They obviously they have everything.
Yeah. And so,
thank you, Lori Lowe.
thank you, Lorena. Appreciate you, my dear. If y'all don't mind hitting the thumbs up button, I would appreciate it. Lady May, yes, we got that taken care of as well. Which is why Don hates. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. He doesn't like anyone who knows who he is. If you
give a lot of the he's going to love you. But if you tell him on his BS, they're not going to like you. Not too long, anyways.
you see through his bullshit, he doesn't like you. Now, if you say, "Oh, I look into their eyes, and I can see they're wonderful people." My God. I mean, what is wrong with y'all? He is choosing to, hand over these kids to these wonderful people. You have lost every one. Thank God. And I also have pictures to show you of Summer's room that has never been seen before today. That was taken in August of 2021, 2 months after Summer went missing.
Excuse me.
Now,
Yeah.
we saw
She didn't know how.
Summer's room whenever Chris did obviously the interview, but this is with light in it.
Here we go. Here's
the Boogie-Men,
articles on the
guys.
Boogie-Man.
Shit, what'd I do?
Hey, Courtney.
New charges filed against Boogie-Man. 40 of Fayetteville is accused of SA of at least 5 children. Police say he wore disguise and told his young victims he was.
So this is one of them. This is the Boogeyman that wore the mask.
So this is him. Thanks, Jennifer. This is him. And
At least 5 children.
And
They're pretty hot.
I see you. This makes me wonder about, like people like Frank.
A laugh a day. We talked about that earlier in this live. He did use the Boogeyman on the Farms. I believe it was the Farms channel with his grandson. And he talked about the Boogeyman with Summer and the kids, saying, we told him the Boogeyman was out in the woods.
Light.
Oh gosh, yes, and we know his deviant age. I don't know how to say that right, but he prefers the same age group.
He wore a mask to scare children. Greg McWhorter, 40, was charged Thursday with 4 new counts of second-degree SA. He could face between 5 and 20 years in prison.
Yes, this is Pam. Pam's daughter's husband. Dawn's stepdaughter's husband.
The new charges arise from 2 alleged victims, both 3 years old, who claim McWhorter touched them inappropriately. Hold on. Whoever is messaging me needs to stop, please. It's annoying as hell. And it does go real deep.
It does. I
And
mean, with all these people living in the same area, it's not.
Is a house of horrors. And I'm going to show you photos of Summer's bedroom. And this is also, it's these photos have never been seen that I'm at least I'm aware of. You can see better inside. And it's nothing that it is a dungeon, Shannon, and you're gonna see that more than ever now. Bunk bed.
So this is what I want to say. I wanted to review this live, but when something dinged, whenever, thank you, Penelope. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you, my dear. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Truly means a lot for this channel. So this is what I want to say. When Dawn and Candace, who have not been cleared over 2 years later, Ronnie Lawson says they are not cooperating in the investigation. Everything that we have known for the last 2 years says, by their actions and their words, shows that they are not cooperating in any form or fashion into the disappearance of their daughter. They're not doing anything and have not done anything in order to get their boys back. They're not even allowed to speak with their boys. All of this said, and when more sympathy is shown for Don and Candace, repeat neglectors, offenders, all of that, more than someone like Brandy and Tyler, who have held on to their family, worked their entire butts off, to keep food on the table, sleepless nights, not getting any sleep, but still having to put your 2 feet on the floor every single morning and be the parent when you don't feel like it, when you physically don't feel like it, when you emotionally don't feel like it, but you have to, because that's what real parents do. Make them breakfast, get them off to school, and then go to work, and then come home to the kids again and not knowing where one of your sons are. When more compassion is shown to Don and Candace, when they have repeatedly, in my opinion, not done anything other than just get by for themselves. Given that they've been given money upon money upon money and still given money upon money. And when Brandy has one simple request, don't associate my son with what you are talking about. And yet she gets it thrown back to her that she's being rude. She was not. She should have been, in my opinion, but she wasn't. She's a class act. When you know Don and Candace, Don is an admitted offender, has been, by his own words, in and out of jail. He grew up in jail, his words, not mine, his entire life. Bounce around from state to state, having more children, Don and Candace, getting them, all of them taken away. Each state, investigation, jail, drugs, and it continues. When more compassion, I don't know if compassion is the right word, but more oohs and ahs and are shown to them. Brandy and Tyler have never asked for a dime. They just want their son back. We know that Monkey was down the road, just down the road. But we don't know where he is now. But we do know that there are 4 suspects in Monkey's case. 2 are in jail still, and hopefully will never get out. 2 are still on the street. They were cleared a long time ago. They stood shoulder to shoulder, lockstep with every press conference. You never heard them cussing, carrying on, being drunk, beating the crap out of each other on lives, cops being called to the home. You never saw that, and you'll never see that from them. And trust me, they could have given it up a long time ago, Brandy and Tyler. And I'm sure at times they certainly felt like it. But they don't. They hold together strong for each other and for their other children, which is something Don and Candace wouldn't even pay $10 per child per month at a time. Literally 33.3 cents per day. About $1 a day for 3 children to support. Someone had to pay that for Candace to keep her from going to jail months ago. I don't know what they pay now, but I did then. I have the paperwork. But even then, they wouldn't and didn't even pay the support. Someone else did. Brandy had one simple request. One simple request. And others turned it on themselves. Like they were the victim. Like they were the one being hurt. Literally shattered for Brandy and Tyler and the family. And that is not one even iota of what they are feeling. Brandy sent me a message today. I won't say what it is, but I was sitting in my car. I just got out of a store and I was sitting in my car. And I just literally started crying in my car. Because she still fights every single day for her son and for her family. And if someone cannot understand one simple request that Brandy had asked before and came up and asked again, and the creator or her people can't understand that and have compassion, but have this overwhelming compassion for parents who seem to don't do nothing for any of their kids, 9 of them, one missing, then I don't know what else to say to something like that other than you are deeply flawed in the way you think. You're blithely unaware the pain of losing a child is something no parent should ever have to go through. Not Brandy, Not Don and Candace, no one. If anyone hurts their children, well, that's a different story. But I really don't know what else to say to someone who has literally got it backwards. So knowing that Dawn and Candace have been on a path of destruction since the beginning. Dawn is nearly 60 years old. And if your kids won't change you, nothing will. Literally nothing will. So I don't know if they'll ever change. But after knowing that they have lived with people like this photo right here was Little Summer's bedroom. Mold, food, water, damage everywhere. I don't know, not even a real mattress to sleep on. A man that says he's seen really bad things happen to kids. A man that lived with two of the most violent offenders possible. A mother who gave up on her kids. I'm not saying that nothing really bad ever not happened to Don or Candace. That would be unfair. Because bad things have happened to them. But once you make another human being your children, that's when the excuses are no longer valid. So I want to thank you all so much for being here. God bless each and every single one of you. Thank you all for becoming the members. I know I just got a couple. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, I missed it. That doesn't excuse how they have been parents. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no excuse. Once you become parents, you break the chain. That's right. Funny face Brenda. That's right. Thank you all. Justice for Monkey Michael Vaughn, justice for Summer Wells, and justice for every single person out there in the world that needs justice and absolutely deserves it. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Good night.